Delighted to be joined now on our draft coverage by the first-year general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, John Lynch. John, that was quite an impressive couple of moves you made in the first round. Take us through the move you got to move one stop back, get the player you wanted in Solomon Thomas, and still get some picks in the process.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible, Trey. About a week and a half ago, I think that's where it was. Ryan Pace reached out, and we talked about us drafting close to each other throughout the entire draft, and the fact that we should really stay in touch. As this week got closer and the draft got closer, Ryan called again, and I could see that there was something that they were interested in. They talked about just allowing them the opportunity, if we had other teams involved, to get into our pick at number 2. We did have other teams involved, and Ryan and I touched base, and then draft day, it turned in, I think, a heck of a deal for both sides. They got their franchise quarterback. We were able to go to number 3, get Solomon Thomas, and then also get a bunch of picks in the process, including a number 3 in next year's draft. And then, for us to get Reuben Foster, we ended up getting 2 of our top 3 players on our entire board in the first round. So it was a dream come true. And really what we set out to do in this draft was to gather a nucleus of players that really embodied how we thought we were going to get back to the 49er way and get this organization back to where we feel like it belongs.
When you saw Reuben still there so late in the first round, you had to make the move to get in there and get him. How surprised were you, despite some of the baggage that he may bring, that a player of that quality was still there late in the first round?
Well, Trey, we thought about taking him at 3. If we didn't get out at 3, we thought about taking him there. And so we started making calls early, and we called just about everybody in that first round for the opportunity to draft Reuben Foster. Some concerns about his shoulder throughout the league. Our doctors signed off on it. We felt comfortable with that. We did a lot of work on that, and I just love the way the kid plays. I think a lot of people will talk about what happened at the Combine. I would tell you that Reuben Foster's character is what drew us to him. He's got an infectious personality. He's got a love for the game of football. When you start talking football, he gets a big grin on his face. He came into the building yesterday with Solomon, and the way those two just lifted the energy of the entire building, it just made us know that our instinct was right, and we're going to put together a heck of a plan for those guys, both on and off the field, to have great success for years to come.
By the way, that was quite the story he told about the phone call where he had 2 teams on the line at the same time when he got back into the building, and how he finally got the 49ers back on the phone by passing one phone over to his girl so he could talk to you guys.
Well, I called him, and he thought we were at 34. And so he was on the phone with the Saints. The Saints were talking to him. We had talked to him a lot throughout this process to get comfortable with the kid. And so he said, "Coach, the Saints are taking me at 32. It's too late." And I said, "No, we moved up to 31. And he finally got what I was saying, and the fact that we had traded into Seattle's, and he was thrilled. I really have a genuine feeling that he wanted to be a 49er. We were able to make that come to fruition, and we could not be more excited about it.
Tell me more about Ahkello Witherspoon, the cornerback you took out of Colorado, one of 3 buffs that was drafted pretty high in this draft. He's an interesting kid. He grew 7 inches over 16 months between his senior year in high school and then moving on to college. What did you like most about his play in the defensive backfield, which is your specialty, of course?
Yeah, I think he's got a special athleticism and a unique blend of size and athleticism. You talked about the fact that he grew 7 inches from high school, and so he was a soccer player in high school that was about 5'9". He developed great feet, and he became almost 6'3". That's where he is right now, but I think he still has the feet of a guy who's 5'9" and 5'10". We talked with Ahkello at great length about some of the issues with his game. I think at times he wasn't as physical as you would like. And a lot of people were surprised that me, of all people, would draft a guy that maybe at times wasn't physical. But we believe that we're going to demand it. And when you put guys like Reuben Foster and Solomon Thomas, and you add them to some of the guys we already have here, that part of his game he'll raise his standard, and then we felt like he was just too good of an athlete at a position, frankly, we had a great need. And so with those first 3 picks, we really attacked all 3 levels, up front at the linebacker position, and then in the secondary out on the edge.
All right, John, I have to ask about the quarterback situation. I know you signed a couple. You did not take a quarterback in the draft. Are you comfortable going into the 2017 season with the quarterbacks that are on your roster?
We really are. We're happy. We have Brian Hoyer, who we think is a tremendous fit for what we do. He's been around Kyle Shanahan before. Matt Barkley is a guy that we went out and targeted, and just felt like his skills really matched what we're doing well. And then, you know, what that Chicago deal allowed us to do, Trey, was we had a lot of ammunition. We had a lot of picks coming in. We gained even more picks in that Chicago deal. And so when we were sitting there in the 4th round and the 3rd round was about to end, C.J. Beathard was a guy we had really zeroed in on. We had some intel that the 3rd or 4th round is where some other teams valued him. And so rather than waiting and holding on into the 4th, we jumped up and we got him so that we could all sleep well. And Kyle Shanahan could finally have an offensive player. He's getting tired of all this defense.
I was about to say that had to go against every instinct that he had, but it's worked out well for you. You should write a manual now, by the way, on how to learn on the fly and manipulate the 1st round of the draft. It was pretty impressive. John, we appreciate you being with us. Best of luck going forward in the 2017 season. I hope we talk soon.
Thanks a lot, Trey. I appreciate it.
John Lynch, general manager.